thank you everyone for coming to the launching of my novel. I'm hoping you'll all enjoy it.
בדרך כלל מקובל במקרים כאלה לבוא ולומר כמה דברים בשבחו של הספר. אין לי מושג אם הספר הוא טוב או רע, אבל יש לי מושג על מי שכתב אותו. ואני יודע שעליזה מסורה עד כדי כך לעם ישראל ולארץ ישראל, והשתתפה איתנו בכל המאבקים שלא יעלה על הדעת, שלא יצא דבר מתוקן מתחת ידיה. המאבק על גוש קטיף, שדומה היה בעינינו כאילו הסתיים ביום שהרסו את הבית האחרון, נמשך. הוא נמשך במאבק לשיקום המגורשים והעקורים, והוא נמשך במאבק לנטוע אותם מחדש בארץ, ולנטוע בזיכרון הלאומי את החרפה, את האסון, את הבושה, את הפשע של עקירת יהודים מאדמתם וחורבן קהילות. אנחנו משוכנעים שמה שקלקלנו אפשר לתקן. צריך יהיה למצוא את שעת הכושר המדינית, ההיסטורית, את שעת ההזדמנות, כדי שנוכל להתחיל להחזיר את הקהילות למקום ממנו נעקרו. אני בטוח שגם הספר הזה יהיה לנו עוד שלב בסולם כדי לחזור ולעלות מהמקום העמוק שאליו ירדנו. תודה רבה.
One step for Mashiach to make closer the coming of Mashiach is the book that Aliza wrote now in English. And I wish Aliza to sell at least 1 million books in the first shot and to be the best seller in Mirza Hashem, and you shall be able to educate many people of the truth of Eretz Yisrael and Am Yisrael. Thank you.
What moved you to write this book?
I write best when I'm angry, and I was very angry. There's no words for what happened. It didn't make sense, and it was very evil.
You are using fictitious characters to tell the story of Gush Katif. Why did you choose that method?
There's certain benefits of making it fictional. You can give the thoughts of people and the emotions of people. And an example I'd like to give is I used some of my research. There's a very good, thorough document put out by Honenu. It's a very important document, but it's not easy to read because it's all the facts. I mean, you need it. So I felt I could take that document and bring it more, make it easier to read, really, to absorb. Because I start the story, you get to know my characters. You're in their house when they're preparing for Shabbos. You get to know their friends, their kids, everything. So when one of those incidents happens to one of my fictional characters, I'm hoping my reader will say, "Hey, I know that person. How could they do that to her?"
It's important to know about the planners and the commanders of this evil deed. Do you include those in your account?
Yes, I took research on a lot of different levels to understand what the process was, particularly in the army, to get these healthy, wonderful young soldiers to become the disengagement zombies. On YouTube, you have a series of films called Meraglim, and I use those also for a basis for how they managed to get people inside the Orange Camp.
What would you say to the accusation that writing this sad event as a novel is glamorizing it?
What I glamorize is the strength of the people and the resilience of the people.
Aliza Bat Menachem, thank you very much.
Thank you.
תרגלו שם הכל, מי לא להסתכל למתנחלים, למתיישבים שהתחננו אליהם ויסבירו להם לא לגרש, ועד ללידה בשדה. בכתב עת הזה של הפסיכולוגים, הם התפארו בהצלחה שלהם והסבירו בדיוק מה הם הולכים לעשות ואיך זה עובד. למשל, המסה האדירה של החיילים, עוד לפני שהם באו בפועל לגרש, הם הלכו בתוך הערים וההתיישבות שם, הלוך וחזור בהליכת פלנקס כדי להפחיד. ובחוברת הזאת בכתב העת הזה של הפסיכולוגים הם מסבירים, אנחנו נהיה דובי חביב, עשינו במילים שלהם, זאת הייתה מניפולציה כפולה על החיילים ועל התושבים. החיילים הבינו שהם לא יכולים לצאת מהשורות, ואת המתיישבים זה בא להפחיד.
The night before our expulsion, I went out and I saw the soldiers sitting on the sand dunes near my house, and I said, turn around, take a look at me. I'm the Jewish grandmother that's going to be thrown out of her home tomorrow. Take a look at my husband, Moshe. He is the person who gave his arm for this country. He lost fingers for this country. He was shot in the leg for this country. And you're sitting here and you don't want to even turn around to look at me. Now these soldiers, they were young boys and young girls. They sat there staring into space like zombies. When she uses the word zombies, robots. And what did they do to these young men? These young men and these young women, what did they do to them? So this is what is so criminal, not only what they did to us, which was evil, but what they did to these young boys and girls, soldiers.
The army trained them to turn their eyes glassy and to not really feel anything and to dissociate. And dissociation is actually a destructive sort of thing, because it means that you're doing something that you would never want to do, but you're dissociating from it, and afterwards your emotions are going to come back and get at you. If I get back home, I live in Kochav HaShachar, which is in Binyamin, which is north of Yerushalayim. And I came in at 2 a.m, and I looked around me, and I looked at the tree, the huge mulberry tree that we have, and I looked at the solid stone walls, and I realized that nothing here is solid, because the illusion of solidity was completely fractured by the destruction that was going to be in Gush Katif a few days later.
To me, Eliza is just a very special person, and I'm happy she's the person that wrote this book, because she knows us. She knows us, I think, more than a whole lot of people outside of Israel know us. And she's not afraid to come, no matter what is going on, and be in the middle of it, just to get the truth and just to see what is really happening, and to know what our situation is, and to give support. I'm happy to have her as a friend.
I think this is something that was missing till now, a book in English that will help educate people, hopefully from around the world, about what happened in Gush Katif in an original way, in a unique way, in a way of a story tale and not just a historic recording. And I'd like to wish her a lot of luck with this book and for all of Am Yisrael.